Have you ever had one of those bearish days where you just wake up and it's instantly negative? You receive some bad news. Not like terrible, life-changing news, but you receive some bad news or something. Or you go on your phone and you see some bad content. And then you do something really bad. You do this. And then you wake up and you realise, oh, you've got to go to school. And the day progressively gets worse and worse and worse as you realise it's the worst day of school. And it's actually a Monday as well. It just keeps stacking on and seems to get worse and worse and worse. I'm sure you've had days like this. I've had days semi-similar to this where it's just been negative and it keeps building on itself. It gets worse and worse and worse by the minute seemingly. Or you have a really bad start to the day that sets the mood of negativity for the entire day. I'm sure you've had days like this before. I'm pretty sure we all have. But there is actually a way to make you have less bad days. And the thing is, it comes down all to your morning. Right, I'm not going to sugarcoat it to you and tell you, oh, there's a magical way, you've got to do this method here. No. I'm going to tell you right now. This way, you might not enjoy. But it's the best way that works for you. And that's why you remember it so well as I'm speaking about it now. It's interesting, isn't it? You remember that thing, that good day you had, where you woke up early, right? And then you did something instantly, right? And then you felt good for the rest of the day, hey? You did these specific things, a specific way of order, and it made you feel good somehow. Yet now you compare that to your most negative day, the recent negative day you had, you realise you laid in bed for too many hours. You realise you spent too much time on the scrolling. You realise you wasted too much time. Too much of your time went into the void instead of into use and your own personal benefits and actually helping your life, right? Too much of it went into random shit. Random, not even time, it's just darkness. It's not free time. It just gets thrown away. Imagine you had your time as like these balls. You're just picking them up and fucking lobbing them. You're picking them up and lobbing them out the window. Picking them up and putting them in the bin on TikTok. But the craziest thing is, that's not even what I want to talk about. That's just an additional positive thing that you're going to learn in this video. The thing I want to talk about is you remember that morning routine. But let me describe one to you. I used to wake up every single school day and the weekend at 6:30. Or thereabouts, right? 6:24, 6:20, 6:30. Maybe 6:45, basically around that time period, right? Between 6:30 and 7, right? Let's just say that. I used to wake up every single day around this time period. Whether that was at the weekends when I was staying with my dad, the weekdays when it was school, inset day, pardon me, and whatever else, right? Half terms and everything. It'd be Mr. Consistent. I used to wake up every single day at 6:30. And now I wasn't allowed on the Xbox, right? Until the evening, mostly. But when it came into the lockdown, I wasn't allowed on until 9 a.m. So I still woke up at 6:30. I had a habit of waking up at 6:30. No earlier, no later. And it became such a strong habit that I used to wake up at 6:30 without any alarms. To the point where literally, if I had my phone was out of battery, I'd wake up in the morning, I'd be up at 6:30. And the main reason I was telling you this story is because at 6:30 I had a very specific routine that actually when I remembered it, it brought me back to doing the 6:30 a.m. challenge now. The specific routine was I woke up and I did my homework. Every single day at 6:30. Whatever homework needed to be done, I did it at 6:30. Because it made me feel good. It allowed me to take a weight off my shoulder. And then after that, I don't remember what I used to do, right? I used to get ready for school, of course, and leave at 7:30 or whatever. Yada yada. But I used to always do my homework. I always used to do some form of cognitive benefit, right? Semi is homework. Let's not lie to one another. Homework's semi-useless. But I used to wake up and learn. I used to wake up and use my brain. Now, I adapted this again in the modern day and age in just a different way. And this is the way I'd like to preach to you to stop you having such negative days. I wake up at 6:30 and I go onto this app on my phone like Duolingo. It's called Memrise. And then I just learn a language. So simple. But it brought me back to that old way I used to be like, right? This person over here I used to be like. It brought me back to that rather than being this miserable semi-circadian rhythmed person. I was able to wake up at 6:30, go do some learning of a language, which again gets my brain working, gets my brain flowing, gets my brain thinking relatively cognitively, probably better than the homework back in the days. And then it also allows me to say hello to my family and have a good start to my day, because that's how I used to have the best start to my day. It wasn't around breakfast, it wasn't about how much fluids I drank or how many push-ups I did. It was very simply from, I did a little bit of learning, and then I talked to my family. And that was it. If I didn't talk to my family, or, I don't know, I gave my mum a frowny face somehow, I'd have a bad day at school. I'd be thinking about it all day, this negative thing that I did. I ruined her mood and it ruined my mood all day. So imagine those bad days when you have all the negative things. You realise what you did was wrong and you think about it all day, you let it play on your mind all day. And then you're buggered. And that's where you get off with something consistent and something really positive. Which is why I'm suggesting you wake up early and learn a language. Wake up early and do some hard work. Wake up early and edit my videos, for example. Wake up early and make some short form content. Wake up early and do outreach. Basically, when you wake up, do something that actually uses your mind, requires your mind to be used, not mindless shit. Not mindless shit. That's meant to be YouTube, right? Don't worry about it. Or Twitch. There's a good one. But basically, you just sit there and consume rather than create something. Create some myelin inside of your head. Create some intellect towards a specific language. For example, if you want to live in Canada, you could learn French. If you want to live in Zurich, which is in Switzerland, you could learn German. If you wanted to live in Finland, you can learn Finnish. And you could do these things, right? Yeah, it requires a little bit of mental planning. Or perhaps even if you're like 11 or 12, maybe you think, I'm just going to learn a language for fun. I'm going to learn Russian. And then you go towards Russian and start learning. Just for fun. It gets your mind working, it gets your mind clocking. Or you can use that productive 15, 20, 30 minutes at the beginning of your day to do hard work. It depends what your morning actually looks like. But the actionable step is find a system that you can replicate day after day. Well, except for learning for me, but that's okay. Day after day, that's going to actually benefit your life and increase your quality of life. Increase your morning, increase your mood, and therefore make you have not a shit day, not a bearish day, but instead a bullish day. Not a day when you do this, but a day when you spend 30 minutes learning something instead of 30 minutes doing this, even if it's chess. Go do something that's actually beneficial for you right as you wake up, and wake up earlier so you're not awake at 12:30 every single night playing video games. Instead, you're like, I've got to wake up at 6:30, I'm just going to go to bed now, and it's like 11. So you sleep longer, you sleep better, you wake up in the morning and you do the hard work. You begin to repurpose your mind for actual quality rather than, nighttime. And when you become less of a night owl, you become more of a morning person, you become more productive. So there's my hack, there's my personal advice. If you have any other tips and tricks you'd like to add on to this, you can certainly add on to them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your opinions and your takes on this, as a matter of fact. And anyway, if you want any more guidance in any other realms, for example, you want to be more productive, I've produced lots and lots of videos on this. You can go look through my video catalogue. None of them are really metaphors, they're pretty straight up, blunt and honest for the most part. And if you want any personal advice, really personal advice, you can join our Discord linked below. It's completely free, and I'll be able to speak to you one-to-one. We have a good network at the moment, but it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's going to get more and more powerful. This is like the early days of Bitcoin, right? I'm just going to say it, right? Early days of Bitcoin. You can feel free to ape in now, or you can look back in a couple months and realise you missed out on Bitcoin at $5. Now it's 20. And you can choose to buy then, or just sit on the sidelines and be upset. It's up to you, my friend. It's up to you, my brother. But regardless of where you go, please remember this important video, because this is one of the most important videos I'll make. If your day starts off negatively, you'll have a negative day. If your day starts off positively, you'll have a positive day. So if you take this advice, you are more than likely to have a positive day, a happy day. So I'm glad you found value in this video, my brothers. Take care.